Prison officers who had yesterday threatened to skip the ceremonial parade for a presidential salute unless their parade allowances are paid, today joined other officers from the disciplined services to mark Mashujaa Day. The Commissioner of Prisons, Isaiah Osugo, last night acknowledged the officers' allowances had been delayed by Treasury and promised they will be paid on Monday. And as the country marked the third Mashujaa Day, the military led the rest of Kenya's disciplined forces in providing a heavy cordon of security inside and outside the Nyayo Stadium. KTN's Patrick Amimo has the details.
On Friday, KTN reported that prison officers on drill rehearsals for Mashujaa Day celebrations were on go-slow. Their morale was low. Officers whom we could not reveal their identities for fear of victimization disclosed that prison officers had not been paid their parade allowances and there was a likelihood of them skipping Mashujaa Day celebrations.
Us guys, all the parades that I've attended, I've only been paid once, yeah? But all those other parades, people are not paid, and they're supposed to be paid. So I don't know what happens to the money.
Last night, after KTN aired the officers' concerns, the Commissioner of Prisons sent a short text message saying Treasury delayed in releasing allowances meant for the officers. He said the money has been cashed in a single voucher in the name of one of the officers and said the officers will be paid their allowances Monday. Come Mashujaa Day, prison officers were at the Nyayo National Stadium, adorned in their ceremonial dress, ready to give the head of state a presidential salute with the rest of their colleagues in the disciplined services. And when officers from the disciplined services marched past the presidential dais, prison officers were in tow for the presidential salute. Members of the public love watching the coordinated and colorful marching from various disciplined services as each attempts to outsmart the other in mastery of drill skills.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Our attempts to speak with Prison Commander Isaiah Osugo on prison officers' parade allowances failed. Outside the stadium, military officers and their colleagues in other security services were on high alert. At this 6-story flat adjacent to the stadium, officers from the President's security were on guard. We walked through the stairs to the 5th floor of the residential house to find out why. But first, we had to seek permission from the security team after identifying ourselves. But only our cameraman Stanley Mbishu was allowed at the balcony to get these exclusive pictures. From here, one gets a bird's eye view of the stadium. In fact, the VIP platform is clearly captured from the building's balconies. You now know why the President's security was here after requesting occupants to keep within their houses and avoid the balcony before and during the entire celebration. Some military officers were armed with light machine guns. The machine guns comes with a belt feed of 100 rounds. The gun's box magazine feeds 30 rounds of ammunition. Light machine guns have a capacity to fire between 600 to 700 rounds per minute. A heavy security cordon was put around the entire perimeter fence of the stadium, with officers stationed every 5 meters. Some were camouflaged in the flower beds of the triangular roads that hug the stadium. The Air Force provided aerial surveillance. Members of the public were frisked before being allowed into the stadium. Those who came after the President had arrived were never allowed inside. Hawkers were barred from inside the stadium and had to sell their products from safer distances outside the venue. Definitely, security was emphasized as Kenyans marked the 3rd Heroes and Heroines Day, with the head of state warning that the state will not compromise on matters security. For KTN, I'm Patrick Amimo.